Hi, how are you doing? This is Pastor Cheryl. It's the day after the 4th of July, um, July 5th. And anyway, happy Friday. So today we are in another one here. We are going through the Synoptic Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Using an old textbook of mine from seminary. And undergrad, had the same textbook as a religion major, and as you can see, it's really beat up. We are going to do on murder, Matthew 5:21 through 26, and the corresponding scripture with that is Luke 12:57 through 59. And you could see that this is Matthew, and this is Matthew. He says a lot more about it than Luke. And you can see there's some similarities here where I marked the similarities many, many years ago. And I will read it to you. Verse 21, "You have heard that it was said to the men of old, 'You shall not kill. Whoever kills shall be liable to judgment. But I say to you that anyone who is angry with his brother shall be liable to judgment. Whoever insults his brother shall be liable to the council. Whoever says, 'You fool,' shall be liable to hell." And I circled hell, and it's translated Gehenna, which was their concept of hell back then. Of fire, hell of fire, and a little notation next to that was Gehenna. So if you are offering your gift at the altar, there remember that your brother has something against you. Leave your gift before the altar and go. First be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Make friends quickly with your accuser while you are going with him to court, lest your accuser hand you to judge over to the judge, and the judge to the guard, and you will be put in prison. As truly I say to you, you will never get out until you have paid the last penny." Years ago, they had debtors' prisons. And we don't have that here in America. We don't believe in it. Okay, Luke. "And why do you not judge for yourselves what is right? As you go your accuser before the magistrate, make an effort to settle with him on the way, lest he drag you to the judge, and the judge hand you over to the officer, and the officer put you in prison. I tell you, you will never get out till you have paid the last penny of the last copper." They called it copper back then. Today we have pennies, at least until we got Trump in office, and he's cut off the production of pennies. We still have them in abundance, but it takes 3 cents to make 1 penny. And by doing so, by getting rid of the penny, we can no longer make exact change. So people be using the card more often or writing checks. I still write checks for bills that you send away. That makes sense, you know. Here, in reference to murder, we're thinking about, it could have been a drunken brawl. It just says murder. It doesn't say exactly when or what it was about. And I had a friend that he lived above me. I was in an up-down duplex. And he lived above me, nice young man, and he got involved in a drunken brawl. And he was Native American, French Canadian. He was part Native. And he had a terrible temper. And some guy hit him over the head over a pool game with a pool cue, and then took the bar stool and shoved it in his face and left marks. Okay? This is... And he didn't kill anyone. They just got involved in a fight, and the police took him away. And he had priors. He had priors. And so they locked him up. And he probably forgave the guy because he probably doesn't even remember the incident. He just remembers the fight and, doesn't remember much about it. Forgiveness is best. However, when it comes to certain other things, like we have a war pending, and that will be in like 4 or 5 years, and it'll be over Trump's tariffs. Okay? The tariffs are not a good idea. I've written him several letters about it. And I told him it's just not a good idea. It's irritating our allies and people we want to keep as friends. But the tariffs have destroyed China. We are anticipating that China will eventually attack us. We think they will eventually. And you could kind of see the writing on the wall. So I told Trump to lighten up, forget about the tariffs. But today I heard an announcement they're going through. And the tariffs from 4 years ago are destroying China now, so he's going to impose more tariffs on them. It's destroying that big country. We don't have the right to do that. We don't have the right to destroy somebody else's country. Okay? And so, as far as manufactured goods, yeah, they manufacture stuff. We need it. They're supplying in the supply chain. We don't have the right to put them in jeopardy like this. Think about it. And when it gets into forgiveness, Trump better turn it around, or we're going to have thousands and thousands and thousands of people coming over the western border at us, like little ants, taking over the United States. Scary, huh? It'll happen. Scary. Been predicted. People see it in their dreams. And I had a dream over 20 years ago where I saw Russian troops taking over my neighborhood and arresting people out of their homes in East Moline, Illinois. Russian troops in Illinois. So we better, kiss and make friends. We better, or we'll see this. I did tell Trump to get rid of the 2 wars. It's stupid wars. Stupid. Israel and Ukraine. We have 2 war fronts, Israel and Ukraine. And we're helping both. And we have been helping both. And we need to get rid of those. They just go on and on. The one in Israel is about hate. They just hate each other. This goes on and on. They just hate each other. That's what the war is about. And the other one, Russia just wants Ukraine's land. They just want the land. Why can't they just trade? Your manufactured goods for our bread, whatever, wheat, whatever they're growing. To me, that makes more sense. And because Russia wants to kill off all the Ukraine people, and the Ukrainians are related to the Russian people. They've been marrying over the border for years. There's not much of a border there. They just cross a big field, and then, young man meets young woman, and they get married. So anyway, forgiveness is best, but when it comes to post-traumatic stress disorder, such as the woman whose children were stolen, that is never, ever going to get rectified. It's post-traumatic stress disorder. It's a chemical that goes off in the brain, leaves an impression. It's like a reel that replays itself over and over again. That's never going to be rectified. You say, oh, just forgive them. Well, but you dream about it every night. The children being stolen. And nightmares. Yeah. So sometimes you have to be pretty, well, forgiven. Just be forgiving and forgive the mother who has these nightmares. You know, she can never get past that. She can never get past it. And so anyway, tomorrow we will go Matthew 5, 27, 30, and it corresponds with Mark 9, 43 for 48. It's on adultery. You think you're grown up enough to handle this? Okay. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.